Hey everybody, it's me, Generic Pie, and I'm back with another episode of Peepin' Tom Bombadil for you today. I put up LFG looking for a game and nobody wanted to play, so I thought I'll do a nice episode of this instead. So this was a game that was sent to me by Price G335, good old Pricey, who's been on this channel before. Up against also Silmaril Will, so two frequent flyers. So they both actually sent me messages about this game following it, so that's always a good sign. I'm excited to see what tasty action we've got in store for us today. So they're playing with two tokens. Will, not saying the name. Sorry, Will. It's Silmaril Will is just too much. Um, So Will's playing as the free people with two tokens, and Price is playing as a shadow. In terms of starting cards, we have Wisdom of Elrond, Nax and Boat, and Ring Wraiths and Half Orcs and Goblin Men. So some pretty decent cards all around. No eyes added, no eyes rolled. We need like a term for this when this happens. And of course, Silmaril then gets a three movement. So a lightning quick start for the free people. Will says wild. Yeah, that's pretty wild. But I mean, it's going to be a pretty lightning fast military as well for the shadow. So will be interesting here to see here if Will decides to use a ring for the fourth die to try and get the fourth free movement. I've been in the situation many times, and traditionally, or like in the past, I would have always used the ring, run like hell, Forest, Frodo, just go, sprint. But I'm now coming around to the feeling that the fourth, not doing anything with that fourth die, and also giving the shadow a ring, can actually be giving the shadow a bit too much of a military advantage, because if you just sit there, if you're just a sitting duck and you commit all your dice to going hardcore sprinting, it really opens you up to a turn 7 military victory for the shadow, presuming they don't have any absolutely disastrous rolls. And I've lost a few games. I mean, I think I played one recently where I against Israelde in my tournament game where I lost because basically the shadow was faster. I left myself too open. I could have been just had that little bit more balanced and a little bit more military protection, cycled a few more cards. Instead, I went hardcore sprinting, and all it takes is a couple bad tiles in Mordor or, a cruel weather or something like that. And then, you've just given the shadow a very fast route to military victory. So yeah, enough of my ramblings. We get some standard army movements. Looks like we're going for an early Lorien here. More kind of administrative moves. The army in Gorgoroth goes to Morannon, and Farharad goes to Nearharad. Isengard goes to war. We get the Fellowship moving, free move. Morannon goes to Daggerlad. They use a token, interestingly here, to get Gondor down 1. I'm not sure, given the fact this army could well be going for the elves. So while getting Gondor down is good, Saruman isn't going to be able to. It's clear that this die is earmarked for Saruman, so Sauron isn't going to be able to get to war this turn. So I don't think there's any genuine threat of Minas Tirith being put under siege this turn, or being put under threat this turn. Hence, I believe that. I think, hold on to your token, get a bit more information, see what the shadow actually does before you commit. That's what I would do. Yeah, and look, they're going up to them. So now that will help later, but maybe, using that token and this muster die, you could have got the elves 1 away from war. And that would almost certainly mean that you get at least 1 muster into one of these 2 strongholds. So yeah, I think maybe got a bit too excited there with the muster token. Second free movement. Armies moving towards their destinations. This is getting up to South Iranian, and this one to Dimaldale. We do. Oh, interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. So we actually get the the will isn't used for the free movement. Okay, so this I think is too conservative. I think this is too much the other way. Dude, get the free movement into Moria, bro. Get into Moria. I mean, you don't have a... You got a confusion, I guess, but like you might roll a hybrid next turn, and then you can get this guy in here. I don't think that was an urgent move for a will. Yeah, I'm surprised at that. I would have 100% have got the third free movement there, and then used this and the token to muster the elves. That was what I would have done. Saruman comes into play, and you get... Okay. So maybe this is Silmaril Will's plan the whole time, was to specifically get Gondor down using the token so that you could use this to get them to war. Cool. Do you need to get Gondor to war? I mean, military's going to be... I don't know. I just feel like that wouldn't be a huge priority for me right now. It's nice. It's pleasant. It's good to have Gondor to war. You can do absolutely tons of mustering now. Muster to your heart's content. But the Gondor ain't under any threat right now. So unless you're planning to do military stuff, then yeah, that would have been like the second rung of priorities after save the goddamn elves. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on the matter. That does, however, mean that Red Arrow is going to be extra effective, although you'll probably use it for a scout. Reprove the Swifter, always great. And we get Threats and Promises and Shelob for the for Will. No, sorry, for Price. All right, so a fairly eye-heavy roll for the Shadow. And a 2 moose. So now, yeah, there's a genuine chance you get hit and perhaps even revealed into Moria now. So that would really suck. When you've just, given up that will in the previous turn. But at least the Shadow should be able to get the Witch. Well, they can definitely get the Witch King this turn, which is great. And that's the other downside of the Gondor move. I don't think the Witch King would have been an option this turn otherwise, but now it is. So that's another downside of that move. Sauron goes to war. Fellowship moves. They're hit, and this is exactly what I said. This is like, sorry, Will. I'm getting I'm getting emotional here. Yeah, that's 100% why I would have used the will to get into Moria, because this is a bad outcome. The only positive here is that you're going to get a chance to kill Gandhi because you're going to get a second tile. It's one of the rare instances where the second tile might not be such a bad thing because, yeah, a 0 reveal sucks as the first tile massively for 3 people. So we're going to Moria. Oh my god, you get the second 0. Oh my god, this is terrible. This is terrible. That's just grim. Kind of annoying for the Shadow as well, because you're not even hurting the Fellowship. But as Shadow, you probably take that. No Gandalf death. They're still revealed into Moria. Yeah. That's still... And you get 2 rubbish tile... Two... Getting zeros out of the pool isn't always a bad thing, man. Those are the best tiles for Gollum later. So if you can make it a game where you draw lots of tiles, getting the zeros out can actually be a good thing in the long run. Anyway, armies consolidate in Dimril Dale and Northern Ravanian. Some weird options. This is surely dumb. I mean, I will say... Okay, well... You cannot be denied. You're a goddamn maverick. That is a wild move, and I love it. I'm not sure if it's a good move, but it's fantastically entertaining. So I am a big fan of it in that sense. So we get Gandalf and Pippin go on an adventure to the middle of Mirkwood to go hang out in Woodland Realm. Great, fucking great. I do love some Gandalf the Grey action. There was a player that used to play called McDad, and he was a big fan of getting Gandalf the Grey out onto the map and doing using him as a captain of the West. It's quite a rarely used rule. The fact that a lot of people don't even know that Gandalf the Grey is a captain of the West. Gandalf the White is not a captain of the West, but Gandalf the Grey is. So technically, the elves have now got 3. They're rolling on 3 dice up here. And then when Gandhi dies, you just turn him into Gandalf the White anyway. The danger is, though, if if your shadow, you might just sit on this, purposefully not kill Gandalf the Grey until, because then the second they become Gandalf the White, then you kill him. And if you sit on them as Gandalf the Grey, then the free people's going to be stuck on 4 dice forever. So there's another layer of this potentially backfiring. Because if you can get this army on this, the only mustering card is Thranduil's, so it's only ever gonna become a 1, 2, 3. Which, a 9-1-5, let's say, it's always got a good shot at taking that down. So yeah, it's I'm not sure I buy the logic of this move. But it's funny, it's entertaining. And Strider takes over. That does mean that you can hide. Maybe that was the thinking there. Half-Orcs and Goblin Men, played in Dimrill Dale. And the Elves, because now you start bringing the Elves down. Better late than never. But I suspect that's kind of... the horse is probably already bolted there, my friend. Witch King comes into play. Yep, everyone is activated. Witch King goes to Dimrill Dale. And the Fellowship is flipped in Moria. And Old Forest Road is attacked. I suppose, okay, I was talking about that 1-2-1 thing. Okay, but now you are going to be able to get at least the Old Forest Road guide in there. Because there's no card being played by the Shadow. So, scouts away into Woodland Realm. And we go on to turn number 3. Shadow draws into Hill Trolls and Balrog and Moria, so perfect timing for Balrog. Whichever usage you want from it, it's going to, well, yeah, that's going to work regardless. And also Hill Trolls, which is fantastic. It's great cards. And we get Gwai here and the last battle. So, I mean, do you want to send more guys to hang out with Gandalf? Maybe if you decide later, or maybe I'll send Legolas there as well. You can. Okay, so Shadow rolls a bunch of eyes and character dice, and the free people still haven't got that will. I don't think you want to get Gandalf the White right now, frankly. Uses... Okay, so in this instance, I would be thinking about... I would want to move the Fellowship straight away. As it happens, the Shadow doesn't have any tile drawing cards. But when you're in this situation, like, as my rule of thumb, you don't really have too many rules of thumb in this game because they can, it's a very dynamic game. But when you're in Moria or in Mordor, and there's not a very good reason not to, just move the Fellowship ASAP. I suppose you can make an argument that there is a good reason to here because they have 2 mustard dice showing, and if they use 1 to get the elves 1 away from war, then it means you can get a must. Okay, I take it back a little bit. There is a justification there. So in this instance, because there's no card, this is actually it's working out better. But the Shadow, you can come unstuck in this situation. Getting revealed again into Moria when you've already taken out 2 companions. Can not only slow you down massively, but it can mean you can end up in like a 6-tile Moria situation, which that can really, really, really hurt you and lose you the game. So, personally, would have just got the elves stuff. Would have done the elf stuff earlier with the previous muster dice, so you wouldn't be in this situation. Anyway, so this is interesting. So we're getting the guy from Gundabad going to what's this place called? Eagle's Eyrie, so you can get Carrick under siege. Prevent. Okay, so basically what's happening is Price doesn't want to get in a situation whereby it will activate the north when they attack Woodland Realm. It will, put the north to war, and then Dale can be mustered. Yes, is the thinking, or Carrot can be mustered. So they're trying to. I guess you put this under siege here, then you put Woodland Realm under siege, then you attack Dale, so the north is not a concern anymore. Not taking any risks with the north. What was the other half movement there? Near Herad to Umbar, so also setting up armies for Corsairs later on. Stonewall Will passes, takes Carrick as suspected, North goes down 1, and also moves up the Nern guys, so is thinking about doing something. Maybe it's just muzzling the Gondorians for when they inevitably start mustering. Mordor is a little bit thin on the ground, so yeah, could be thinking along those lines as well. Lorien's put under siege first, which allows the extra muster in Woodland Realm. My guess is, my thinking there is that, as I discussed earlier, Price probably doesn't want to actually kill Woodland Realm. So he's because of that, he's prioritizing, yep, I'll sit on it, I'll kill Dale, sit on Woodland Realm, and just trap Gandalf. So if you muster in there, doesn't bother me as much because he's going to prioritize killing Lorien. And then if I was Price, I'd just go somewhere else. I would just go somewhere else and leave that wizard to rot in his tower. You know, treat him like Saruman. Let him just get trapped in his gilded cage in the Woodland Realm. So yeah, musters in Woodland Realm. Now Price will attack Woodland Realm. Yep. Now Will uses a ring. What could this be for? Interesting. Oh, okay. So that's good. Oh yeah, that's a clever play. Does get that muster into Dale. I like that. I like that a lot. Because yeah, I think you were stuck between two difficult situations there. Is there an argument that it actually would be better to have put Woodland Realm under siege, attacked Dale, and just not worried about Carrick, and then tried to find an opportune moment later to take Carrick with both guys from Gundabad? A little bit risky, that can backfire, but I think there's no way in hell the Free People are using a ring to muster in Carrick. So and it prevents this situation. You've got a great shot of taking down Dale. Unless they have another scouts, you've got a great shot of taking down Dale just by rolling a 6. Now it's looking very, very likely that you're going to get some guys getting back into Erebor because you have to attack Dale right now. What cards do the Free People have? And I'd be quite tempted to use Daylight there to try and preserve as much HP here as possible. Although they've only got 2 rerolls anyway, so is it worth it? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so you have to attack Dale now. No cards. Will decides to keep the Daylight. Bryce gets 2 hits. 2 hits, so that's unlucky for the Free People. Will gets 1 back. Does mean you can get a leader and a unit into Erebor though. So that's good though. That is good. And you're forced to put a couple of guys into here. But as I said multiple times, don't think Price is going to rush this down anytime soon. I certainly wouldn't anyway. Fellowship moves. Completely missed. Very good, very good. Hill Trolls is played. Okay, so maybe they are going for the Woodland Realm early. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing that. I would have held the Hill Trolls, and maybe looked at using it even down here to actually go for Minas Tirith or something instead. But you're going to have to take this at some point. You've got a pretty full hand. You've got a Palantir in hand. I think I would have played Balrog there instead, because now the Free People can actually, next turn, they can declare out of Dimral Dale. So I would have played Balrog there instead, because now Balrog is going to have... Maybe if you're thinking I want to use Balrog and Lorien anyway, but I would be very tempted to just kind of hurt the Fellowship in this situation. You know? It's always great to get what's the pool like? Still 4 eyes in there, which would suck. I don't know. I think I'd have gone Balrog. Shadow draws into New Powers Rising and Orc Patrol. I really... Please declare. Well, please don't forget to declare. Mithril and Kindred. Yes, they declare excellent work. Bishop's okay. And Shadow rolls 3 or 2 extra eyes. So we're on 3 eyes. A lot of Palantirs. So can do some, can play New Powers Rising, can play Shelob, play Orc Patrol, maybe even play Ring Racer Abroad if that's relevant. We'll see. Will rolls 2 wills. So yeah, you really don't want to kill the Woodland Realm this turn. You really, really don't want to kill the Woodland Realm this turn. What'd you do? I'd probably move straight away, just in case of things like Orc Patrol hitting me before I've moved, because then that kind of wastes another die. Man, you're sure rolling eyes. He is indeed. Wasn't expecting that. Would flip him if you didn't just add 2 elites. I wouldn't have flipped him anyway. The second you flip him, you put a massive target on him, and then, suddenly, as Shadow, I'm like, all action stations, activate these guys, get this down, get this down. I'm just trying to kill that wizard. Because 2-2-3, it's not all that, man. It's not all that. If you get lucky, you can make this into a real pain in the ass. It does happen, but all it takes is one good, a Deadly Strife that goes well, a Great Host. There's a bunch of cards that can really screw up a Gandalf if you get. All it takes is one bad roll against an army this size, a couple bad rolls, and Gandalf can just be taken out, and then you're really screwed on 4 dice for most of the game. Fellowship moves, good stuff. They're missed. Now we play Orc Troll. Yep, good stuff. 1 reveal, great. Hides with the Palantir. Lorien is attacked. I think that's also correct. You're worried about nasty cards like Power to Great being played or Killeborns. So, yep, get that done. Obviously playing Durin's Bane. What do you play as a 3 people? Probably go for a Daylight here. Yep. 1 pre. Bryce gets another hit. That's going okay. And 1 hit back from Will, so that's less okay. For the elves, not looking good for the elves here. Presumably we get a press draw. Draws into the Palantir of Orthanc with 2 Palantirs showing. I would certainly play that. Maybe try and eke another. At the very least, you either get a ring or a will. I think that's a good trade-off personally. What card are we playing? Dever of Orthanc, surely. Yeah. Perfectly countered by the Advantageous. Price gets just a 1 hit. 2 hits back this time for Will, so that's better. Press draw. And draws into Desperate Battle. That looks like the finisher to me. Wait, no, draw. Oh! That's not the finisher because that wasn't a legal play. No card. Yeah, I don't think you want to play any of these cards. Palantir's got more value as a card effect. And Will gets no 6s. Sorry, Price gets no 6s. And Will does get 2. Okay, so that's another reason, I think, for holding on to the Pits of Mordor last turn. Not the Pits of Mordor, the Hill Trolls, because this can happen, it was unlikely, but it can happen. And I've explained my rationale for not wanting to kill this yet. If Gandalf the White does go in there, then you can send guys up from here, I think. And the Hill Trolls would have been really valuable right now. Would have been really, really valuable because now this is hard to take, and you're open. You're either going to have to do a very expensive investment in sending dudes from here, which is hugely dice heavy, and all that time you're open to Power to Great and Killeborns. So yeah, draws into the other play on the table block card, but this one's the wrong one. It's Bombadil. Did you really need to play a card? Probably would have saved that for Cruel Weather, personally. Don't think that was an urgent need to draw a card there. I guess they're fishing. They're probably fishing for Too Great. Okay, I can get that. Palantir's played. Oh man, hate that card. I'd get rid of it straight away. Yeah, I think that's right. New Powers Rising. Brilliant. The Ice and cards. Okay, this is kind of, I think, a warning for the free people to use that hybrid to get this army up here, because once a new Powers Rising's played, and there's no Gandhi to worry about, this whole army can just go down here. Yeah, so 100% I would be using that hybrid to get this army to Western Met. Yep, good thinking. They do another muster. Yeah, they're very much readying for a big attack. They've got all the license in the world to send everyone. Combine dudes in Moria and send some guys down from the Gap of Rohan to get a full 10 stack. Nice. Rohan is in trouble. Shadow draws, King's Revealed, and Isildur's Bane. So getting a good steady stream of Attack the Fellowship cards. I think this is the period where you want to be getting those cards. One of those a turn. Perfect. And the free draw Elven Rope and Swords and Erebor. Okay. So fairly nice roll for the Shadow. Means you can get the South Ones to war. That needs to be done. That's good. Few attacks, one Palantir to place orders. I think that's a solid roll, I would say. 3 people, less solid. Not a good roll, really. They've got what they need to get this army into Helm's Deep, which is handy, but beyond that, it's going to be slow going for the Fellowship. Moves the Fellowship first, which is a correct again. They're hit this time, and it's an eye, so that's a bit rough. The one danger of going here is that you can be cruel weathered back into Dol Guldur. But anyway, small detail. Southlands go down. Will passes. Southlands go to war. Musters in Dol Amroth because they're worried about Corsairs. Shadow does not have Corsairs, but you have to can't risk that. Combines an Orthanc and goes to Dale. Swords and Eredor's played. Gets an elite in Eredlune and the Shire. Goes into Thranduil's Archers. Woohoo! And that could be big. Okay, so now this Gandhi move isn't looking quite so wild. You know, Gandhi in a 2-3 is pretty hard. That's pretty damn hard to take down now. Especially because you've got the little Bobbit in there. Got the extra bit of leadership as well. I mean, the odds. There's games where Thranduil's at the bottom of the deck and you just don't get it. So still was a very, very risky play, but that's definitely worked out for Will there. That's good. Consolidates in Helm's Deep. Sends the elite to the Shire. Are they thinking about doing a mini attack on Moria, sending all these guys down there and wasting some of the dice of the Shadow? Yeah, that's cool. Personally, tend to do defensive stuff, send the elite over to Rivendell, but I think this is a fine move as well. Ring Race Art Abroad. Going to try and finish off Lorien ASAP. Doesn't want to give the free people any more chance to draw into the cards that you're worried about. Also gets a reroll on the Fellowship, which is nice as well. Okay, so I'm guessing I'd go for a Relentless here. I'd go for a Relentless. Maybe you just go all out and you just do 2 stacks because you don't need this army. This army's going to be small regardless. I think I'd go for that. Yep. Okay. So now you kind of have to sack 2 just to get on 5. So it's gonna. Oh, this could really backfire. There's an argument for not sacking anyone now. What does Price do? He does go for the 2. I would have been very tempted. One roll, yeah, 5s. Oh, okay, it's fine. It's all good. It's fine. One back, cool. So yeah, didn't work out the way you wanted. Well, you did it the stressful way around. Put it that way. Helm's Deep's put under siege. Cool. So in this, because the army's so big, Is there a consideration for taking over the rest of... I guess you can do that next turn. Send army units, go there, take it over, because yeah, that's a pain in the ass. You really, really don't want Rohan mustering. So again, it's going to be a little bit slow, because that army's then not going to be big enough. You might have to move the guys back again. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I think that's correct. What Price is doing. You might be able to take this down with the 4-4-4. It's not like Free People has any Nth cards at the moment anyway. So Will draws into Celeborn's. Okay, so that's why Price prioritized taking down Lorien. Very good, very good. They get there and back again. If Gimli or Legolas. Okay, so yeah, no Gimli or Legolas. Otherwise, you could have just played that. But, I mean, pretty pointless at this point anyway. I'll probably... You could keep for the Brave Stand, though. That's a great for this combat, if this ever happens. Shadow draws of Deadly Strife and Black Captain. So good cards, very good cards for the Shadow. Silmaril gets rid of Axe and Bow. Gets rid of Axe and Bow. I think I would have kept Axe and Bow. I probably would have got rid of... Eesh. The way the game's gone, the fact that dudes are already inside a stronghold, you need Guahir. I think I might have prioritized protecting the Fellowship. And maybe actually... I don't like giving up Guahir, but I feel like once you've already played one of those cards, We Prove the Swifter, the second one loses a little bit of value, because how many times do you want to send, you know, guys around the map to defend places? So yeah. I'd rather have 1 HP in the Fellowship than a Daring Defiance, personally, when you've already got a good Brave Stand this battle. Okay, so good movement for the Fellowship. Against only 2 whites this time, which for this game is actually not that many. Very Palantir heavy. Very glad that they got rid of the Palantir. That's worked out. So going to be quite a slowish turn for the Shadow here. But they can get tile in, get some stuff done. Attack the Fellowship with that Isildur's Bane. They hide. Probably hit them with the Isildur's Bane right now. Try and get them to hide again. I think I would have done that, personally. But no, they want to take over the whole of Rohan ASAP. Now the Fellowship can move. They're hit. It's a 2 reveal. And a new draw. Legolas is dead. Now we get this as Bane. Cool. It's an eye. Does nothing. Where's an eye? Some luck, Mr. Frodo. Shelob goes into the hat. What happened there? Nazgul in Minas Morgul and in Mori. Wait. Okay, a regular in Moria. Regular in Moria? Oh, is that to defend potentially from this? I'm guessing. Okay. That's just covering itself for later. Starts moving these 3 little dudes down and these guys up. Moving the 3 guys down here. I think I would have a go at Helm's Deep first, just to see how it goes. You know, sometimes you can just take this out. You can just wipe it out. And moving this army down here with all these schmucks is gonna be expensive, you know? So I think give this a try. If it goes rubbish and you're like, well, I really do need extra dudes, then you can send these guys down. Because if you're going to wait for them to get all the way to here before you even attack, you know, that's really slow. That's really, really slow. Like, Yeah, in an ideal world, you want to. It makes a bit more sense to get to here, maybe to like to there, then send the remainder of these armies to all combine and then to go for Minas Tirith. But I don't know. We'll see. Fellowship moves again. They are hit again. And it's a 1. So not bad tiles for the old free people, but the pool is getting small. And there are 3 big fat 3s left in there. So, you know, it could be one of those games where you just dodge all the 3s if everything goes. But the free people are going to hit at a heady pace. They might get revealed into Morannon. There's only 2 eyes left in there. They get by more tiles. Yeah, so a lot of nice tiles already been used now. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the best tiles you can get in Mordor already gone. So it could be a very brutal Mordor potentially. Hence, axe and bow could have been useful. All right, so now we're doing the Black Adder commands. Okay, so we are not rushing these guys down yet. Then 1 Nazgul. Where are these Naz guys? 1 goes to Umbar. Helmsleep's attacked. They do have a nice daylight to defend with. Yep, great host. Don't think that's a great host, personally. I think I would be more inclined... Do you have any other options? Yeah, I would have probably... I guess they're worried about end cards, aren't they? The free people just have 4 character cards. If you play a Deadly Strife and then you get hit by Horn Dark or whatever it is, then you're looking pretty bad. So I actually understand the option to play the Great Host here. It doesn't feel great, but you're cycling cards at the very least, and there's a chance you get an extra hit. So, okay, I take it back. I can totally see the logic there. And it might work, because you've got 2 hits. 2 hits back. Is it possible? Is it possible to... Yeah, you can still... You can kill the 2 elites. And perfect. So you get the +1. Okay. Was a fool to doubt you, Price. An excellent piece of shadow play. Shadows Gather. Beautiful. Beautiful. No card for Price. Doesn't want to use the Deadly Strife unless he has to. I can buy that. Have a go. If it fails, then use the Deadly Strife to finish it. Now you're going to need the Deadly Strife, my friend. 2 hits. Yeah, you're really going to need that Strife, baby. And you wipe him off the face of the earth. Great. That'll do it. Yeah, I think you played that well. Yeah, because if you can get through that fight without using the Strife, then you're in a great position to use it in another battle. Vandrils gets played, and then they draw into what looks like a fairly useless Grimbiorn / Scouts. I mean, Scouts could be handy, but not an obvious usage for on the board right now. And these armies start moving across. Okay, so these armies can come down here, get you some extra HP. Gonna need some extra HP. This 10 stack isn't going to be enough. This can muster presumably a couple of times. So yeah, maybe this 3 could come in useful after all. Leaves 1 behind wisely. Yep, always leave 1 behind, I think. Morgul Wound is drawn as his shadow lengthens, getting all of the shadowy joiny cardies. So I'm trying to think what's the most efficient usage of these. You could combine these. I think shadow could get so that's a 7. Get 3 guys from here to here. Feels it's a little bit weak. Get that as a Shadows Gather. You can move this single guy here to Druiden. Get this guy's hit and then go bloop 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 and then get a 9 up to Druiden right outside Minas Tirith. That could take the old Gondorians by surprise. Get a cheap siege of Minas Tirith potentially. I might be inclined to do that. 3 people declare. Fellowship declares in Eastern Brownlands. Sorry, No Man Lands. We get 4 eyes rolled. Bloody hell. And God, 3 people's not going anywhere fast today. Although with a ring, might be able to get into Mordor this turn. Will says, God damn, they're going to get hit and they're going to get revealed, aren't they? It's destined. Nope. Woohoo, good stuff. Shadow lengthens. Okay, so that's... I mean, you haven't got that many attacks this turn, so I think that makes sense. Will passes. I think right here I would have been mustering. You've got these two musters, and these only two attacks away from Minas Tirith now. So I would have done one leader, and then once they get into Druiden, would have got a elite. Because this is, yeah, surviving here is crucial. Okay, so you've got a bit more time, but they do have a ring still, so they can still get this under siege this turn. Now we get the musterage, gets an elite and MT. Backs into Peligir. Okay, so the West Ronda army goes into Peligir first. Maybe Bryce is worried about attacking into here with such a small army, and then being if there'll be a field battle and it going poorly. Maybe. Um, Not sure. Maybe they want to threaten simultaneously Don Amroth and Minas Tirith to make things slightly more awkward in the mustering stakes for the free people. They get no cards. They scouts. They do get a good use of the scouts. Just not sure where they're going to. They decide to go to Lossenac. I would have gone to Lamadon there. Because now, using a ring, they can do a nice double move into Lamadon and Druiden, which puts you in a bit of a tricky spot. Mustering up in Minas Tirith and Lossenac. Interesting. That's the kind of play you do if you have Imril of Dalamroth. Now, I guess they've already played the two Ring Wraiths kind of dead Black Captain cards, I think. So I don't think it's possible for them to be able to get Dalamroth under siege now. So maybe Will knows that. Maybe that's why he's not worried about Dalamroth, because he thinks he's going to be able to muster Dalamroth first thing next turn. I'm not sure. Having said that, okay. Going for Lossenac. Really? Curious. Curious. Quite sure. I would have earmarked this army for Dol Amroth personally. I know you have to be careful about, these guys coming retaking Peligir, but yeah, I think this is why personally I would have prioritized. I would have used this army for the Shadows Gather, because then you get the 10 stack right into the action straight away. And you've got a big army to threaten Minas Tirith. Then you'd have like the 10 plus the 6. You'd effectively have 16 guys earmarked for Minas Tirith. And then this army is free to go and solely focus on Dalamroth. Whereas now this army is going to have to do like a slow trudge. It's going to have to attack into Gilead. That's going to be awkward. You could have circumvented that, I think. There's a chance that a keen-eyed Gondor force would attack into Druiden to they would see what's coming and try and prevent it. But then you're wasting their attack dice, so that's a win as well. Anyway, that's Lossenac, gets 2 hits. Yeah. I don't really like it. I still think this army would have been better for Dol Amroth. Maybe they're worried about Kid and ships because of the way that Will's handling the mustering. Maybe it's kind of almost like swindled price. But yeah, when you've got a 10 stack here, do you really need to commit the South Rons to Minas Tirith? Fellowship moves, gets hit, and doesn't get revealed. So pretty strong. I mean, the pool's going to be god awful in Mordor, but it's been a relatively painless, certainly in corruption stakes in terms of corruption. Ah, okay. So I didn't see that way of doing it. Okay, cool. Sorry, Price. Take it all back. I still prefer it the other way around, though. I still prefer, because now at the 10 with no elites going to Dol Amroth, that feels bad to me. Having these two elites, I feel like the main reason it's worse going to Dol Amroth without elites is because Dol Amroth is much harder to reinforce, I think, than Minas Tirith. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Maybe you could have got this guy involved somehow. yeah, 10 going for Dolamroth feels bad to me without the ability to press. You need Corsairs to really make that viable. I was very concerned about Cruel Weather. Yeah, understandably. Better draws. There's a Sai and Orcs mods playing again. 3 people has Wizard Staff and Imra Hill, baby. It's gonna feel like you had it all along. Yeah, if I was Price when he plays, I'd be like, yeah, of course you had that after the way you mustered here. Gets rid of there and back again. Yeah, makes sense. And we go into turn number 8. What is going on here? Think it's worth getting Gandhi? Yeah, I would now at this point. Yeah, totally, man. 100% get the Gandalf. You're gonna need those extra dice in Mordor. This is actually a genuinely nightmarish thing to take down. I think you get at least. Oh, I suppose though. Yeah, you kind of need to survive 2 turns to make it worthwhile, though. Otherwise, you're slowing down your own movement in Mordor. Can you survive 2 turns? I think it depends what the shadow... Has a shadow rolled yet? Yeah, Price has rolled. It's a lot of attacks. A lot of attacks. To be honest, given you need to be able to make Gandhi shine to actually negate the Nazgul. I mean, at the moment, Price probably isn't even putting a target on this because it's just going to be too awkward to take down. As soon as you start... I don't know. Really tricky one. Really not sure if that's worth it or not. Let's look at the hunt pool. There's a lot of reveals left. So I want to keep Strider alive. And Price is only 3 points away. Time is not on your side. If he takes Minas Tirith, then he's only 1 point away. Eesh. Yeah, time is not on your side. I think it feels bad. But I think the play is probably to not get Gandalf and just run. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see what Will does. I'm getting too in depth with my own nonsense here. Decides to go for it. Okay. Right, okay. It's going to be a slow Mordor then. Minas Tirith. Meat. Mr. put under siege. Fellowship moves. 1 reveal. God damn. Mate. I suppose you're just hoping for a non-reveal there. But there's not too many great tiles left, my man. Empty dies. Morgul wounds played. Fellowship was, sorry, the corruption got to 5. Armies start going towards Woodland Realm. Now, Price is like, yeah, battle stations, operational, let's kill wizard, Operation Death Wizard. Starts moving reinforcements down to Minas Tirith as well. 1 left in fold. Will says it doesn't look great. Can't say it does, to be honest. The mouth comes in. The mouth goes up to counter the Gandalf. Very good. Very, very good. Yes, that's perfect. Minas Tirith is now attacked, since all the armies have joined up there. Let's have a look at the cards to see what we've got going on. It's going to have to be... Okay. Playing Words of Power in Minas Tirith. Cycle cards when you have a Gandalf. I don't know about that, man. I'd be tempted to play the Orcs mods playing again, the Onslaught to cycle, and then play Words of Power when you do finally go for Woodland Realm, because Woodland is sorry, Words of Power very good versus Gandalf the White. Okay, Price, yeah, changes his mind for that exact reason, I presume. Goes for Onslaught against Advantageous. That's cool. 1 hit for Price. 2 hits back for Minas Tirith. Goes for the triple Onslaught. How's this going to go? 2 hits. Good onslaught. Good onslaught. Draws into a nice swarm of bats. Does he fancy sending the Witch King up to Angmar for a little party? A little homecoming. Which would be insane. Armies combine in Minas Tirith and in the Vale of the Carnan. Never said that in its full name before, I don't think, out loud. We'll use as a ring to presumably get a second move. I think that's fine. What are you going to do with that half, that army die, hybrid die? Yeah, use the ring. Keep on moving. There's not many eyes in there. Do it. Great move. Yeah, good stuff. These fucking reveals. And then you draw into Strider. Eesh. Well, that didn't go very well, did it? Do you go random there? It's only a 1 in 3. Now you've got the Hobbit chain at least. But can you afford to eat another 2, go up to 7 reveal? Exodus Bane's already been played. Candles for Corpses would become a danger, though. You did do that. Yeah, tricky one. In every goddamn reveal in the pool. Literally has. Yeah, literally has hit every non-eye revealed tile in the pool. And they've all revealed. None of them for Gollum. All revealed. That's pretty rough. Pretty rough. But you haven't hit a single 3. You know? Swings and roundabouts, baby. Look, your corruptions, considering you've hit every reveal in the pool, still on net 2 corruption. So, you know, there's it goes both ways. Because those 3s, they hurt. They really hurt. Minas Tirith attacked again. Swarm of bats against Shield Wall. Nicely done. We're going to need to roll some 6s, though, which Price Julie does. 2 6s. Very good, very good. 1 back. Now we presumably press and draw. What are we going to get? Day Without Dawn. Okay. You just try and finish off this bad boy ASAP. Probably, yeah. Price once again goes to the no card. Once again trying to maximize value. Given it's a Relentless Assault, that could backfire because this card is only going to be effective now. You know, once you've already had to downgrade and potentially lost units in another round, the Relentless Assault is lowered in value and could, in the worst case scenario, screw you. So I think I might have been tempted to just get it done for this kind of reason. Yeah, this is exactly what I was talking about, whereby they get 2 hits back at you, then you have to press, and then your Relentless Assault takes you down to like 3 dudes. So it's like, yeah, this sucks. Presses again without a card. Price, you're a goddamn maniac. Bro, yeah, this is why. Yeah, I would have... Yeah, that's exactly why I would have played the Relentless Assault the first time around. Just to get it finished. Would it have worked on that first round? Yeah, you rolled an absolute metric ton of 4s. It would have worked perfectly, and you would not have to worry about that anymore. I mean, I know you're thinking about holding the Day Without Dawn for trying to stop them getting over the line. But they've lost Strider now. They don't have Gollum. You've got a million eyes in there. I think it's unlikely that the Fellowship wins next turn. I think it's very unlikely that they win next turn. So I think my priority would have been, yeah, finish this with the Day Without Dawn. And then just use all your effort trying to probably take down Woodland Realm. I don't see where else you're going to go for the other victory points, to be honest. Unless you get a million musters and they get no musters and you can do a charge into the Shire. That's the other backup plan. Right, so in terms of cards, we've got a Cruel Weather and a Denethal's Folly. And Baramir's, and there is another way. Right. So yeah, so they've got a lot of musters, but they've also got a lot of musters. How's the Northern Force pool looking? Still, yeah, Shire's going to be too hard to take down. Yeah, that's not going to work. Going to be very slow for the Fellowship, though. They can only hide this turn. That sucks. They do have theirs other way, but you can't really be used yet for full value. Oof. Yeah, there's going to be a grind to get over the line here. Especially the way this has gone now. This is going to be extra slow now. Does the free people have... I mean, there's a shadow. You could just have another go at it with a Cruel's Death or a Devilry of Orthanc. But again, you're playing with fire. It goes poorly. Farmers Rangers. Ooh, that's interesting. Goes for Minas Tirith. Bryce, you're a goddamn gangster. Going for that Cruel's Death. Ooh, Cruel's Death. It's the Battle of the Deaths. Battle to the death. Bryce gets the one hit, which is going to be blocked by Heroic Death. Oh my god, this is going terribly. Oh, this has gone so bad, Bryce. And now you set yourself up for this situation. Yeah, I think that was an argument for actually potentially just attacking into here with this army. Given Free had only one strategy card, just to kind of get them out. They can't go to Lost on that. They could have gone to Druiden, I guess. But then you're giving them a jump to Druiden, whereby they could even actually have a go at Helm's Deep. This has just gone so... Yeah. I put it all back down to that Relentless Assault, man. I really think you should have played that Relentless Assault, because it's... I can see why you did what you did, but I think the risk of that was higher than the Relentless Assault backfiring. Words of Power. So there's one final cycle, perhaps. Stonewall gets no hits, though. Nor does Price. Price gets 2 hits on the reroll. So, okay, so that's worked out very nicely. Will's pressing. Retreat draw. You don't see that very often. The Witch King skulks back to whence he came. Minas Tirith has been liberated. Oh, God, this has gone badly. Yeah, giving up. Well, don't think Delavros was ever really on the cards, but now this army's going for Minas Tirith. Joins up with the Veil of the Khanan army goes to Dale. More mustering in Minas Tirith. Minas Tirith put on siege again. Now we've got a full stack in Minas Tirith. It was on 2. It was 2 guys. Nicely done. Will says he would have loved to have killed the Witch King. Yep. Minas Tirith attacked again. This time it's that they are terrible. I think that's... I think it's there are more cards to counter Devilry of Orthanc than they are terrible, so I can get that. Although they are terrible, actually, you're not going to be attacked against. Yeah, that makes more sense. You can use Devilry of Orthanc. I don't know. One hit back. Goes into a red tile. That's good. That's nice. Maybe that's another benefit. Actually, is allowing you to cycle character cards at this point. Because yeah, military is looking very stodgy. Red tile goes in. Very good. Very good. Don't love that, says Will. Price is now pretty much focusing on cycling character cards. So goes for another one, gets a useless one. Nazgul Strike. Uses a ring to try and have another go at Minas Tirith, which is looking really bad now. Managed to mince up all these armies. That Faramir's came at a very opportune moment for the free people. Cycling again, though, at this point, I think that's just Price's main focus right now. Dice have not been good for Price, it feels like. Not for a while now. We can't see, but given the collective dice are very, very, very low on 6s, I think that's a hint right there that it's probably not going too well. One-handed leader. And Will gets 4 back. Yeah, Minas Tirith is not going anywhere anytime soon. Oh my lord. Yeah, you almost have to give up on it now. Right. What are you going to do? Because if you send these guys up here, then Peleg is ripe for the retake. The only way to do it is the old-fashioned way. You got to power up. I mean, I'd like to say power up the Oliphant Factory, but let's be real. You power up the Minas Morgul Ogre Factory and start sending dudes that way. But boy, oh boy, does that feel slow and painful for the Shadow. Meanwhile, 3 people happily mustering up in Dol Amroth. What's the force pool like for the Gondorians? Still got a bunch of regs, you know. Could even have a cheeky go at taking back Pelargir regardless. How are things played? Oof. A lot of eyes in the pool here, Price. But 3 threes. Maybe there's so many eyes you're not bothered. You just want to hurt the Fellowship. So 2. So that worked out a little bit risky. Goes to a random. Takes out the Bobbit. Corruption goes up 1. And we go on to turn number 10. This time we get Shadow with Breaking and Mustang's a long planned war. And the free people get Help Unlooked For. Ooh. Probably Help Unlooked For a few like last turn would have been amazing. That would have been pretty great. Not so much now. And the Eagles are coming. Oh. Eagles coming could be good here, but since Nazgul aren't going to do anything in this fight, it has less value. 1,000,000 Palantirs, so we might just be a full-on switch to corruption here for Price, to be honest. Which is hence why this game could go on forever. It's already been an hour. Oh, sorry, that was before he even rolled. So is that even more Palantirs? Holy mackerel. Boy, that... Oh, no, I think he was just moving the dice around to make it look pretty. That's a nasty pull. But only 2 eyes. Yeah, that's big. I think the fact that, you know, the eyes are relative, obviously. So, I mean, it's a very, very nasty pull regardless. But, yeah, because, I mean, let's think about this. Right, so, assuming there's at least... the average you're likely to get corruption here for each of these 3 moves has to be around 3, I would guess. Or let's say the average is 3. So that means you can eat... You're going to have to eat probably 9 corruption. So that's 3... Bump, 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 and then you hopefully can hide there. So just on corruption alone, if we get an average of 3, it's going to be a very tight corruption-wise for the free people. So the free people's interests are now to probably slow the game down. Mithril's not even that strong in this situation. I mean, I guess obviously it can save you from a red eye, but every tile is some degree of bad. So you've got to get these blue tiles in there ASAP before you do anything. Then you've got to hunt for Bilbos. Didn't he have There's Another Way? Oh, I missed something there. I swear you had There's Another Way. What? There's Another Way was there? Am I blind, deaf, and dumb? I don't know. Someone in the comments will no doubt correct me. Will moves before putting in a blue tile. That's brave. Maybe Will's worried about more red tiles, but given there's already 2 in there, at this point, I think I would actually be of the mind that let's actually try and get a blue tile in there. So there's this 1 tile in there that doesn't colossally suck. Before I would move. But goes for it. Gets a 3, which, let's be real, that's the best tile you can get at this point. Decides to... I think you got to do that. I think you got to go slow. Hide again, then play the blue tile with the Palantir, and just pray that... Yeah, I mean, Shadow's not doing anything military this round, but they are going to get down to probably at least another red tile. Or Corsairs. Oh, that's kind. He did the wrong one. Meant to get a character card, but got a strategy card. So yeah, good for good sportsmanship. Will. Worse as I thought it was weird to draw a strat. Gets a Lore of the Ring, which is a free corruption. So Will should hide ASAP. He does. Good play. Ella gets a Lossenak. Yeah, getting these 2 little dudes across. I don't think there's any forward... Is there Olokai left, maybe, as a forward mustering card? I think that's the only one left. So, yeah, this is going to be grim. Getting the Druiden fella as well. Flipmouth of Sauron in Woodland Realm. Okay, so we're, yeah, using that to consolidate in Minas Tirith. God, Minas Tirith has become such a thorn in the side of Price. It's unreal. Minas Tirith attacked again. probably to kind of cycle cards as much as anything. We get a Dread and Despair. Slightly surprised at that, because that is a free corruption damage, which could be crucial. I would have saved that for, hoping that they get revealed here. It's very likely that they'll reveal themselves if they do hit a 3. Try and make it more manageable in next moves, that's it. Because if they got hit by a 3, then an eye would likely kill, so they might want to reveal, which means you could play Breaking. But what else could you cycle with? You're presumably saving Words of Power for this fight, but you're also focusing on Corruption. So I think I would have just played Words of Power and kept this for the Corruption damage. Kept Breaking for the Corruption damage. Price gets no hits. Oh my god, Price's dice have been terrible recently. Cycles into Dreadful Spells. That might help him in the Tirith if you actually want to kill it. What the fuck is this game turning into? Hate that I used Golem card that will tell you that. Amateur alpha both sides. When did you... I'm trying to remember. When did you play the Golem card? What is... Oh, did you play it for the Heroic Death? Yeah, I obviously wasn't paying attention at that point, but I think that was... Yeah, I just... Given it was to get over the line, Bryce had to somehow take this down. I think I would have hung on to... I don't know. At the time, it made a lot more sense than it does now. It's easy to say with hindsight, but yeah. Feels bad, man. Now we get the blue tile in, finally. Denethil's Folly is played. Kills that leader, stops cards being played. Fair enough, yeah. Kind of need all the help you can get in there at this point. Managed to kill both leaders, that's quite rare. Well, so that would have been great about 3 turns ago. Uses the ring to attack Minas Tirith. They decided at the time if they use multiple cards this turn. Now, using Devrier for the... Okay, more for cycling again. Fair enough. Will gets 2 hits. 3 hits. Wow. 3 hits back, though. Still no guarantee of finishing it off. Goes into Worm Tongue, getting all the crappy cards, the character cards that he doesn't want. Will says, mustering in Dalamroth. Presumably he's trying to retake Pell at some point. Now, finally, Price gets the red tile. Bloody time. Yep, Lamadin's being buffed. Take back Pelargir, that's good. Red tile goes in. Woof, man, says Semiro Will. And then we get another red tile. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Athelas as well. That could be big, potentially. This is going to be a hell of an ending. One way or the other. Oh, the eyes are going to be quite painful. Will gets a bunch of carrots, so you're not... Yeesh, with this many reds, now we're in, like, Mithril territory, where you really, really, really could use the Mithril. So, yeah, with 3 reds in there, more than ever, I'd be thinking maybe I do actually play Mithril before I move, even with the chance of him putting another red tile in there, because at least you've only got to move to have 2 successful moves now. And hitting a red tile now would be pretty catastrophic. So I think I'd go Mithril, move. I actually know what I'd do. I'd go Mithril, let him put the red in. Then all the reds are in. Then I'd go Elven Rope. Then I'd go move. Yeah, that's what I'd do. Yep. Yep. Put the blue in. Put the blue in. Maybe just waiting to see what... Yeah, okay, fair enough, actually. Sometimes I get a rush of blood to the head and play my dice too early. Maybe you need to use these to defend, try and take back Pelargir. So that's clever. He's probably hunting for Candles of Corpses or something like that. I can't remember if that's been played or not. Finally, Minas Tirith falls. Probably the most epic back and forth Minas Tirith I can recall in a long time. Faramir move was huge. It was indeed. Felt really good, can't lie, says Will. Plays Many Kings of Service of Mordor. Okay, that's actually very handy. More mustering in Lamadon and Dol Amroth. I guess you're getting slightly wary of a attempted Corsairs at this point, you know. Sends leadership up to Woodland. Will says this looks unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, I think it's unlikely that Woodland going to fall just yet. But it's possible. I guess, okay. I'm guessing the reason that, thinking about it now, is that the reason prices hang on to this card so much was for dual purposes. A, it's a very good anti-Gandhi card, Relentless Assault. So that's probably partly prices thinking. So just took a calculated risk and it didn't pay off. Big old Woodland Realm, though. And Erebor. No time like the prison. Mate. Okay. Yeah, you do have to hold on to the extra seed to potentially take back Peleg. But having said that, man, taking back Peleg ain't gonna do shit. So, because he'll be on 11 victory points. And then you're just taking back down to 10. So I think I would actually, it makes no difference. Put in the Elven Rope first, because, yeah, the extra seed I can't help you. You just have to rely on this holding. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Maybe Will's thinking, I want to use this to hide. It's being very optimistic. What do you do here? Yeah, you have to 100% take it. Yeah, absolutely you take it. What are you hoping for? That you somehow go into the zero? Like, no, bro. I'm saying a lot of bro today for some reason. No, man. Eat the eye, hide, and then next turn you go for it. And you pray that this holds, which has a great chance of holding. Has a very solid chance of holding. Gandalf is a strong wizard. I mean, there's only 3 out of 10 better tiles. Yeah. Was Will really hoping to win this turn? I guess. Okay. Okay, Will's thinking I actually have a chance of winning. I'm thinking, like, by the law of averages, you're highly, highly unlikely to actually win this turn. And using your Mithril on this is just too... You need that Mithril for the final move, I think. And you just have to hope that Gandhi holds. That's the way I would look at it. Grond would be a disaster. Would it, though? Would Grond be a disaster? When... If he's got a Deadly Strife, which he doesn't, then it would be a disaster, potentially. But there's no Deadly Strife here. These cards ain't that good against the Gandalf. Only the Relentless Soul is any good. The rest are pretty bad. Yeah, this can't be played. Oh, no, Words of Power is good. I take that back. Words of Power is good. But you still got to roll 6s. Oh my god, he's going for the Mithril. That is... Woo! Send it. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's why. That's why you don't do that. The odds were not in your favor, my friend. I mean, yeah, this could be tragic if now, you know, Gandhi survives and then next turn you hit a red. That's my prediction. That's what I think is going to happen. He shines. So 2 mouth leadership, lead the side, cancels Gandalf. There's no cards to play here. Not playing any cards. May at least play the no quarter. At least play the no quarter. No reason not to at this point. That's a great time to play no quarter, actually. First round of this combat. Get this army as small as possible. Bryce rolls 1 hit. Will gets 2 hits back. Brass goes into Grand. Woo! So now we're... Oh, that's quite... Oh, that's not what Will wanted. You can use this to use the mouse ability to combine armies. Then you can Grand away the day. Goes for the Relentless Assault. 1 hit for Relentless. Only 1. 21? I think I would have gone for the 2. Because, I mean, I suppose they could get 5 hits against you. But then, it would then mean that Will is attacking out with this rather than hiding the Fellowship. And I think the priority should be hiding the Fellowship next turn. But maybe that's a bit wrecked. Yeah, I think I would have gone double there. That would have been huge. That would have been huge. And yeah, and is are the 3 people really going to get 5 hits against you? Possible, but quite unlikely. Yeah. The no quarter does its work though. Actually, I suppose if that had gone badly, yeah, okay. Yeah. Because of the no quarter, that was actually a lot more dangerous than I'd envisioned. Will hides rather than trying to sortie. You know what? I suppose it's gone so well. Maybe sorting is just being a bit too risky. Because I think the shadow, even with Grond, needs a miracle to take this down. Yeah, doesn't look good. It's the mouth, combines armies, leaves 2 behind, 3 behind. You can't Grond that. No way Grond is the last card in the deck. Yeah, but the thing is, I just don't think Bryce is in a position to Grond anymore. Certainly not without a Deadly Strife. But even then, a Deadly Strife will probably kill you. Will probably kill you. Yeah, not good. That's insane. Yes, he's thinking this is the last card was Grond. Candles of Corpses, though, and Corsairs. Double Deadly Strife, just when you don't need it. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, the Deadly Strifes have not come timely for Bryce in this game. Horn of Gondor, too late for you as well. So, could it be an Athelas and an Elven Rope and then a move? That gives you an alright shot. And you got 3 goes. Yeah, so that's the play, right? Athelas, Elven Rope, move. Oh no, no, it's not. I had not seen the roll yet. Oh, mate, that sucks. That really sucks. Are you gonna have to go? The eyes kill. There's 3 good tiles in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So go 3 out of 10, 30% chance. Doesn't feel great. Maybe you try and survive, but then you're in this awful situation whereby if you don't move, then you eat another bloody corruption anyway. And then 3s will kill you next turn, which is like terrible. So you'd be counting on getting a 2+ on Athelas, which statistically is unlikely. A 1 on an Athelas puts you back to where you start, which gives you a chance of putting an Elven Rope in. Meanwhile, he's got a Candles of Corpses, which he can play at any moment. If he gets 1 hit on Candles of Corpses, then 3s will kill you anyway. I think Will's got to go for it, to be honest, as awful as it is. Bryce sorts out his dice. Everything kills me just about. Oh, yeah. Well, the 3s don't kill you because of... What you know what you could have really used right now, Will? You could have really used Mithril Coat and Sting. That would have been really useful. Because then you would have had 2 goes at it. Now you don't. 3 out of 10. Thank God Dave That Dawn has been played. That would have made this even worse. See, this is interesting now, yeah, because this is going to be countered by candles. So it's going to come directly down to 2 rolls of 3 dice. 1 on 5s, 1 on 6s. 1. Okay, so that effectively balances out 1 candle's hit. None. Okay, so net positive. Now Will can just try and survive another turn. And is in a better position. Or crucially, absolutely massively now, eyes do not kill. So now we're up to 60% chance to win. Amazing. Are there any other cards that can be thrown at the Fellowship at this point? Lure of the Ring. is only good if they're revealed. So I'm not sure if you're ever going to get better odds than 70%. Sorry, 60%. I think that's about as good as it's going to get. I think waiting could be a little bit greedy at this point. I suppose what you could do is play the Elven Rope, make it up to increase the odds, and then just pray that they don't roll more than 3 eyes. The odds of them rolling more than 3 eyes are unlikely. So statistically, that's probably the way to go, actually. Try and survive this turn, play Elven Rope at the last move first thing next turn, and just pray like hell that they don't roll 4 eyes. But 60%, it's marginal gains at this point. You're only going to be changing your odds from like 60 to 67 or something like that. Well, I'm going to regret playing Mithril. Correction, I already do. yeah, man. I hate all of that. Great endgame decisions on all sides. Yeah. Yeah, this hasn't been a flawless game. What is going on here? We're going for Erebor, boys. We're going for Erebor. Well, that's exciting. That, but does make perfect sense. Grond on Erebor. Grond on Erebor with 2 deadly strifes. Eminently doable when the 3 people literally cannot take back Dale. Okay, could be forcing a good play by very good play by Price there. I didn't even see that, but that's yeah. But as Will says, makes sense, especially for Grond. Them under siege. Gonna just have to go for it, I think. Boy, I hope this is the right call. Okay. Oh my god, Will. Really? Really? You're going for that? Mate. That is a risky piece of play. If that doesn't work out, I mean, it's going to be 11 HP against a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. But the Shadow has 2 deadly strifes in hand. You ain't got too much. You got a shield wall. I wouldn't be putting all my eggs in the Spirit of Mordor basket. That's an unstable and it's an unstable basket. And I don't trust it at all. This could be big. If you lose because of this when you're on 60% to win, you lose because of a bad Spirit of Mordor, and then Shadow wins a military victory. That's gonna suck so much because you wouldn't. You had more than a coin toss chance of winning the game. Ugh. Yeah. Fucking Spirit of Mordor, mate. Can't rely on that shit. Oh boy, oh boy. This is wild. Now score search. Wait. You're not gronding. Mate, grond it. Grond it. Just go for it, man. I would just be so gronding right now. I would be gronding so hard. Just grond. It's like a foul stench is rubbish. It's not going to do anything. Yeah, I think I would adjust at this point. Maybe he's trying to eke out like a bad combat card from the 3 people, but you're opening yourself up to a load of hits now. I think you basically what I would do is grond it and then just hope that you get more hits than them on 2 deadly strifes, and you can just power it down. You know, you're gonna eat a bunch of shit. You're gonna get punched in the face by a bunch of dwarves. But if you get 7 hits and 2 deadly strifes, you've won the game. This kind of tricksy, foul stenching, I don't know. I think this just leaves you open to you getting no hits and them getting a bunch of hits on you, and then you're by that point it's like a 9 HP against a 7 HP, and the grinding doesn't work. See, that would have been a great deadly strifing. Look how many deadly strifings that would have been killed. I'm talking nonsense now, but that would have been 5 hits. That would have been 5. Well, it would have been. Let's think about it. 4. No, 5. It would have been 5 with the 2 rerolls. That would have been 5 hits. This would have been down to a measly 2 HP. 4 at 3 HP because of shield wall. Then you finish them with a second deadly strife. Okay, then they do a mustering in Iron Hills. Okay. Not going for the Grond. Saving the Grond for the last die. Is there a benefit for saving the Grond till the last die? The other benefit of the Grond is that the goddamn free people wouldn't have been able to play a card against your Deadly Strike, so it would have been 5 hits. Because there's no guys in here. I don't know. That's what I would have done. Maybe my thinking is stupid, but that's what I would have done. 2 hits for price. It's working. 2 hits back. Now we grunt. Now we party. Nice. Doesn't look great. Well played. Deadly Strife. 3. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. 4 back. It's GG. It's GG. The Grondage has done the job. He's got there in the end. Desperate Battle. Yeah. Why not? Nah. I would have Gronded. Sorry. Deadly Strike. Yeah, man. Oh, well, mate, you had to go for it on the 60%. You had to go for it on the 60%. You can't chance it on a Spirit of Mordor. Oh, boy. You put me through the ring in this game. Jesus. Awesome game, Will. So hard to know what to do there. 40% red tile, unlikely to lose. Yeah, I mean, I don't agree. I mean, I think Price might be just being kind here. I think 60% odds to win the game versus giving a go on Spirit of Mordor. We've all seen it whiff so many times. I think, and what are you gaining? What are you actually gaining? You're gaining the chance to put in 1 more blue tile. Like if it was the chance to play Mithril, then maybe, you know. But it's just a little blue tile. The eyes already don't kill, so it's the risk versus reward was just so not worth it for me in that play. But yeah, I hope you don't feel like I'm being too harsh. This is just me giving my opinion. But thank you so much for sharing both Price and Silmer Will. This has been one of the most fun games, most chaotic games to commentate on. I've really enjoyed it. And yeah, let's have a little look at the dice before we finish. We can't look at these. All we know is that 6s were not popular this game. Shadow was incredibly high on Palantirs and very low on hybrids, so pretty low on attacks all round, which was kind of borne out. Yeah, it felt like that. There were a lot of turns when the Shadow couldn't get a lot done. 3 people low on movement, also felt that. Yeah, felt like a very slow game for the Fellowship. And a lot of those movement dice I felt ended up being used for other purposes. Still think that Will should have definitely been used first turn to go into Moria, but that I digress. And yeah, otherwise, yeah, nothing too drastic here, but yeah, the -4 movement does hurt. Right, cool one. Well, thanks, guys. See you around, everyone. Peace out. Ciao, ciao.